we came from basically looking at forests, and more specifically the reforestation angle, a few years back with an NGO we had in Switzerland, or we still have. And basically the problem was the fact that we were not finding sufficient reporting. And being scientists, we wanted more. Second problem was that none of those projects we wanted to help were able to access carbon finance. So with that in mind, we tried to find a solution. Blockchain seems to be the obvious, at least, answer for the transparency, the trust, the scalability. And we started playing around with this idea with people on the blockchain side of things, and came out with a proposition and a solution to basically build not only an MRV tool, which is at the center of what we build, of course, for basically measuring, reporting, and verifying forests on the ground, but more than that, trying to build a system where the projects can use the technology themselves easily, free of charge. Validators would be there to double check and double check the data in a decentralized manner. So instead of having one central organization, it would be decentralized, and then with that data being validated, to use that data for other applications. Of course, carbon is one. It's the most obvious one in this point in time, but obviously other application could be possible, at least regarding what we are in the vertical where we are developing forests. So that's kind of the big overview and where we're coming from. Maybe I'll give you a bit more insight of where we are in the development, the projects, who are the validators, and of course when we'll be launching. So we started about 1.5 years ago building this solution. So we have a set of 3 products. The first product is basically a dashboard for projects to register. So it's a Web2 interface, no blockchain there. They do register with metadata of the projects, of course, the zone that they will be working on, what type of project it is, if it's reforestation, afforestation, agroforestry, what type of trees they'll be planted, other social impact, whatever they want to basically report there, it's possible to do. Once they do that and they start, let's imagine a reforestation project, then we'll actually use this land to generate sample plots. According to the CDM methodology. So we're not reinventing anything here. We're just applying an existing methodology with this approach. And when those sample plots are generated, then the project operator can assign field agents to actually go in the forest and check the trees and report the trees in each of those sample zones. And that has to be done every 6 months for the first 3 years, and then every year thereafter to have a complete data set throughout the whole lifespan of the project. And so this is the second product, basically is an app for those field agents to go in the forest, in the sample plot, to gather the data, and then they can only gather the data where they are in the sample plots. So we are not working with extremely precise geolocation. We're working with a general geolocation for the person to be only able to take the data from the trees in that specific sample zones. Then they come back from the field, they upload that data to the dashboard, and then that's where the validation process starts. And that's the third product basically, is then when they check the data, the data seem fine, and they can send it to the validation. We'll have a network of different validators, and to start with, there will be all companies knowledgeable about forests, and those companies will have a 30 days window to look at that data on their side, not knowing what the others are going to do and vote upon, and then those validators will decide if the data is valid or not valid. And of course, their role is not to check every single tree, but it's to spot out anomalies if there are any throughout the lifespan of the project. So assuming the data is being validated by the community, then that data is going to be used to do a carbon calculation. If those people and the project wants carbon, then that data can be used for a basically calculation of how much carbon has been stored in the forest for the year, for the last year, and then generating carbon. So that's kind of the the set of solutions for the MRV, which is basically the first layer of everything that will come on top of what we build. We talked about carbon, yes, but we are already thinking about other approaches. Biodiversity in forests is one, mangrove is another one. And of course, we are also thinking about other tools that, other people around us are building in the environment. Of course, it goes to DeFi, it goes to eventually, plugging in solutions to finance those projects, or even pre-finance those projects. So there are a lot of very nice things to develop on top of that. Maybe I'll stop there for the technical explanation, just to tell you that we've been working on this for quite a long time. We'll be launching in exactly a month from now, probably around the 22nd of July. So it's going to be on mainnet, and we'll be onboarding the first projects from that time on. We have a roughly 50 projects interested in the solution, either for just using it as a solution for MRV or MRV and carbon.